Well, hello again. Here we are on another Sunday morning, and just getting ready to offer the sacrifice of the Mass, and then head over to the church to help again this weekend with the food drop off that has been headed up by our Knights of Columbus. That's going to help both our local food pantry here and also the women's care centers. And again, a big thank you to everyone who is able to help with that. And we've been collecting really a great amount of things. So once again, thank you to all who are involved with that. Today, I'm a pretty hopeful and happy priest because we've been getting word from the diocese about some realistic and practical things that are upcoming for us to reopen and to be able to have public masses again. And so, first, more than anything, I want to encourage you to check our parish website regularly and also the diocesan website regularly, as more information about that will be coming out. But at this moment, and again, as we have heard so many times throughout this whole stay-at-home order and pandemic and everything, of course, things are subject to change. But as of right now, I am very hopeful and even a little confident that we will be able to have public Mass again on the Feast of Pentecost. That's the last weekend of May. And now, to do that, of course, there will be many practical things. And part of that, of course, will be that you don't have to go to Mass. You know, that just like that last weekend when we did have public Mass, the obligation was lifted, that it was not obligatory to go. So too it will be when we come back. And so I want us to all start thinking right now about how we are prudent, right? How we are prudently judging whether or not it is safe for myself or other members of my family for me to be coming to a large public gathering like that. You know, specifically those who are in any sort of at-risk category. You know, it's not worth the risk. And it's a hard thing for us as Catholics, right? Because we go to Mass above all other things, right? That's only in the most dire of situations do we not. And that should then tell us, right, how dire this situation is for some people. You know, how this is a significant risk for many members of our community. And so I guess that's the message of today as these things start getting rolled out. And I wish I had more information to share with you this Sunday, but we just had a first sort of tentative video conference about all of these things. So I don't want to put more out there than I know for sure right now. But above all, I know that every single one of us is going to need to make the most prudent decision about our return to Mass, whether that be daily Mass when that can begin again, or Sunday Mass when that begins again. And the Church certainly understands that we all need to act prudently, and in fact is begging us to do so. And so, you know, this virtue of prudence is, you know, our ability to judge and make the truly right decision, right? Not based on our emotions, not based on anything, but doing what is right. And that's going to be different for a lot of us, right? And even as parishes come back, it may look different from one parish to the next because we're all making that same very prudent decision. But I might be talking a lot more about prudence and how this is a part of our life as we return. And so I guess just forewarning, you might hear that word a lot more. But it is a very hopeful time for me, and as I've said many times, I cannot wait to be with you all again. And then finally, today is also Mother's Day. And, you know, for a lot of you, it may look a little different. You know, I know my brother and I made the prudent decision that we're not going to go over to Mom's house today, which is sad. It's a really sad thing. I'll certainly be speaking with her quite long on the phone later today. But we had to do the prudent thing, and especially with Masses about to reopen, I can't, you know, risk getting sick because my dad works in a doctor's office and has been seeing patients for the last couple weeks as things have reopened, et cetera, right? All of these things we have to take into consideration. But Mother's Day is always a day of great hope because it reminds us of how we are cared for. And so, I guess to circle back to something that I was saying at the beginning, let's really entrust ourselves to the Virgin Mary today, that she may continue to watch over us and care for us as we begin to come back to some sense of normal life. And maybe today really take some time to pray a rosary because no matter where we are, in what stage of our life, we have the Blessed Virgin Mary who cares for us very deeply. I'm praying for you, and I can't wait to be back with all of you. And may God bless you on this wonderful Sunday.